It's a pet's life with Gym Dog, Ireland's first pet resort by Des the Vet. Managed by vets, loved by pets. Daycare, vet care, premium pet food and grooming. Visit at petslife.ie. It's a pet's life with Gym Dog, Ireland's first pet resort by Des the Vet. Managed by vets, loved by pets. Daycare, vet care, premium pet food and grooming. Visit at petslife.ie.
Sure, it's so good we have to mention it twice. That's what happens when we're talking off air, Des, isn't it?
We're bad for each other, John. We're going to stop that. Yeah.
We really are. Anyway, a very good morning to you all. And if you want to text us or WhatsApp us or mention anything to us, or you want some stuff going on regarding your dogs, animals, cats, whatever the case may be, 0833 97 97 97 is our number. So, generally, Des, how are things?
Good, John. Not a bother. Busiest time of year, really, in the vet sector.
And
is it? Yeah, it is, yeah. With all the creepy crawlies, and that's a big factor.
Yeah.
Makes for extra work for vets. Lots of all the different species giving birth during the summer makes for extra work. People going on holidays and animals on the move.
Yeah.
That causes extra work and more walking.
Paperwork, is
it? No, just visits, good stuff, nice stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So summer's very much a seasonal job, and we're on the up now.
That must be great crack, though. But I mean, you think of a family coming in. We're off on holidays. We're bringing our dog, or we're leaving our dog off. Or in some cases, people are leaving their dogs in for your place.
Right. Well, not to lose sight of the fact that we're caring for sick animals all day, and that can be a bit emotionally draining. It's hard, particularly on the younger staff, to get used to this idea of animals being sick and animals passing away, and sometimes we have to put them to sleep and all the rest of it. But when the weather's good and people are on the move and puppies are coming in, it gives a great upbeat mood to the place. So it balances out the illnesses and sicknesses. To have so many healthy ones and young ones and fit ones coming in.
Yeah.
It's great.
The one thing I have to ask, I had a note just to put it to you was, do you find there's more people when they go for walks are chancing their arm letting the dogs off the leash for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah. That came up in a discussion there the other day, and I said I'll ask Des what his thoughts are on that.
Okay. So you see, the prevailing wisdom about you taking your dog for a walk was that, you take your dog for a couple of walks in the day. But the fact of the matter is, unfortunately and unfairly, like ourselves, to have proper cardiovascular exercise, dogs need a run.
Yes.
The same as you and I do. Yeah. A walk won't do it in terms of being fit and healthy. They need to run, they need to express themselves, they need to blow off steam, blow off energy. It's impossible for them to be just little well-behaved perfectly disciplined dogs on their leads the whole time. No, they need to run. So people have to find places to let them off safely.
Is that one of the reasons why Gym Dog came into fruition?
Yeah. So doggy daycare centres are good for giving that opportunity to dogs to let off steam. Yeah. Places where there's space and where there's paddocks. Now, a place where occasionally, normally, it is safe to let the dog off the lead and let them run off steam would be sort of inside the railings, for instance, around the racetrack on the Curragh.
Yeah.
Where you're in a well-railed, well-secured rural area, nice ground, nice parkland. So inside the racetrack, a great area. Unfortunately, though, the proviso with that, needs to be that you have to have good recall. You need to be able to call your dog back, and you need to have a lead with you to be able to get him back on the lead quickly.
Yeah, because you don't want him doing that with the sheep there, boy.
No, and it's happened to us, Bonnie. Sometimes now a recall wouldn't be the best. She gets distracted. It's an ongoing learning with young dogs to improve their recall, work on their recall, and they'll meet other dogs, and sometimes they're not well received by the other dog or by the other owners. So it's actually unfair to have your dog off a lead in a public place where you're likely to meet other dogs or other people. You shouldn't, and I think it's probably against the law as well.
It is against the law. No, it is 100%.
So we have to just say to people, keep them on the leads all the time.
Yeah.
And do find places where you can securely let them off the lead for the run that they need. Yeah. But more training is what everybody's dogs needs. More training, mine included.
Behavioural issues generally with dogs, I presume, is an ongoing problem, is it?
It is.
And is it with various different breeds as well?
And stuff that people struggle to do something about, and people get frustrated. And you bear in mind, vets are not animal behaviourists and animal psychologists.
People just think they are.
Yeah. We have a little bit of an idea about some of these things, but we don't have all the answers. Oftentimes the answer lies within yourself and the work and the effort that you put in as the dog owner. There's often no easy solution. I'll give you an example of it now. I got an email there during the week, which is a typical example of the sort of frustrating stuff that crops up in our vet surgery, our vet practice, every day of the week. Typical one, good client, and I know the dog very well, lovely young dog called Lola, and the email came in a couple of days ago and it goes, "Hi Des, I mentioned a problem we have with Lola the last time I saw you, whereby she's eating everything she sees when we're out for a walk. She will eat her own poop if we don't pick it up. She will eat other dogs' poop. She will eat sheep dung, horse dung. Do we need to bring her back in to see you? We can't go to the cur anymore because we can't stop her from trying to eat sheep dirt, and she ends up with a dirty mouth, filthy teeth and all the rest of it. It's really upsetting. And as you know, there have been incidences in the past of her getting diarrhoea and getting tummy upsets. We think it's probably down to this eating poop problem. What can we do?"
Wow. Now, we've often come across generally a question where my dog eats a bit of poop here and there, or whatever the case may be. But now this seems to be an extreme.
Certain breeds will do it every opportunity they get. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's called coprophagia.
Okay.
So every medical condition, every veterinary condition has a complicated Latin name. But there you go, coprophagia, which is the eating faeces. So look at, you can break the habit. Everything is behavioural, everything is habit-based with dogs. Can break it.
Can I ask you what the attraction is and why do dogs think, I mean, no offence, if poo is poo, it smells rotten. It's if anything, it should have the opposite effect. So what attracts them to do it? Not just smell it, but eat it.
Okay, so we're repulsed by the idea.
Yeah,
but they're natural scavengers.
Yeah.
And the range of smells that they have are much broader than ours. They have a great spectrum in their nose, and they view the world and explore the world through their nose.
Is that the reason why they smell their backside?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they sniff and smell anything. They sniff and smell each other when they meet each other.
Yeah,
more than just saying hi, more than just, having a look.
Yeah.
So they use their noses a lot, and different smells are attractive and interesting, and they're natural scavengers. Okay? So that means that they're inclined to want to try and eat as a way of exploring.
Right.
That's the first thing. The second thing is, unfortunately, a lot of our modern pet breeds are food-seeking. Now, that's a polite way of saying they're greedy.
Right, okay, right.
So there is this need to constantly eat, or the feeling that they should be constantly looking for food. Okay. Some breeds worse than others.
Yeah.
So the eating poop is part of this food-seeking problem as well.
Okay, so in this particular case, this dog is going off eating everything and anything, regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
Regarding the poop itself. What triggered it automatically to suddenly things have changed?
He's gotten worse because I would say he enjoyed it, he liked it, he ate something that he thought was...
And does it come back up through the mouth, or they just...
Oh, they'll redigest it. So, which brings me to what's going on?
Okay.
Why are they doing it? So people think they're doing it. Oftentimes they're doing it. Oh, they're deficient in something. It's a mineral deficiency. There's this bit of an idea that if they're doing it, there's something wrong with them physically. Now, mostly there isn't anything wrong physically.
Right.
Mostly it's just a bad habit, and mostly they do it because the poop is more attractive to them than it would be to us. It smells nice and it smells like food. And the reason why, this is the real reason they do it, I think, in most cases. The reason they do it is because a lot of the time there's undigested food material in the poop.
Yeah.
Right? Now, not everybody's dog, or not every person's, the digestive system, right, of humans and animals is not perfect. So we don't digest everything we eat. So a certain amount of the good food that our dogs take in, the certain amount of it comes out the other end undigested.
Right.
So inside in the poop that they're finding, there will be sugar and salt and carbohydrates and undigested grains and undigested rice and undigested particles of meat and so on.
Right.
So to them, it looks and smells like food.
Right, okay. Well, that solves that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Why then, when they eat it, does it not kind of, at the end of the day, it's faeces? So, I mean, why does it not just come back, they vomit it back up, or do they?
No, they very rarely vomit it back up. Well, they will occasionally vomit it back up, but mostly no.
Right.
Mostly they'll digest
because their stomach and their brain tells them that it's okay to do.
Yeah, it's already partially digested, and it's material that's already gone through the system, so the gut just recognises it as normal stuff. But when it goes along through the small intestine and into the large intestine, it upsets the flora.
Okay.
And then it tends to cause diarrhoea.
Is there long-term problems as a result of the dog continually doing this, or the fact that it's not coming back up and it's going back out the way it came in, or whatever, it's gone out the other door? Does that mean that it's okay for the dog to continue doing it?
No,
is there other problems further down the road?
Two problems emerge over time. You get terrible staining and decay in the teeth.
Right.
And constantly smelly breath.
Okay.
So there's the oral hygiene aspect of it. And the secondary factor is that the microbiota, which is the flora, that gets permanently disturbed.
Right, okay.
So you end up with a dog with a hyperactive gut, a poor digestive system, more or less all the time, if this continues.
Okay, what are the solutions?
Solution, right, it's about habit breaking, okay? So the first thing you have to do around the place, around your own house, your own garden, is pick up all the poop. Pick it up the minute it's produced. Don't leave it in the garden. Don't give your dog a chance to sniff it and go after it. So get better at picking up the poop. That's the first thing. Secondly, when you're out and about, you're going to have to go hardcore in the beginning to break the habit, and you're going to have to muzzle your dog when she's out.
Right, okay, right.
Yeah, muzzling. So that they don't get a chance to explore and root and pick up and eat anything. So muzzling. And you might have to muzzle for weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
Till the habit is broken. Right? Next, you need to get better at distracting the dog and scolding when you see them doing it.
Right. Let them know that it's not right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And lastly, it brings us back to the start of the conversation, let them off the lead much less.
Okay.
So the Curragh in particular, where you have horses and cattle and sheep and so on there and other dogs, don't let them off the leads.
Right, okay.
So you're going to have to keep your dog. If your dog has this bad habit, it needs to be off its lead much less often.
Okay, right, fair enough.
So it's just about habit breaking.
Okay. Now, just to follow on from this, because there's a few questions coming in regarding dogs eating strange things. My dog always seems, he's a Cocker Spaniel, he's 4 years of age, he always seems to be eating grass, but he's always in great form.
Yeah, that's no harm.
Okay.
That's actually no harm. It's a natural. They're not carnivores, they're omnivores. So they need roughage and they need fibre and they need cellular material, plant material in their diets. If your dog is doing that a lot, it could mean that you should have a look at his diet and have a look and see, does he need a bit more fibre in his diet, and maybe consider a change to a higher fibre dry food.
And that's quite good as well. I mean, I've often heard before, like you see other animals like horses and cows and all, they always eat kind of grass and stuff, and that's probably good for their system as well.
There's no harm in that whatsoever.
Okay. Des, we are in our 60s thinking of getting a small dog. We're not in our late 60s, but it's just we're coming to the retirement age thing. We're thinking something that, a dog that'll keep us part of the family. The children have moved on. Any suggestions what would be a good companion?
If you want a less active dog, then maybe go to the dog shelters and consider rehoming in an older dog.
Right.
An older, less active dog with a good history that has had, been in a domestic setting and has lived indoors before. A nice, quiet dog that perhaps an old person had before you.
Okay. Des, we're heading... Oops, my apologies. Des, we're heading off on holidays in 7 weeks' time. We are heading to the south of France. We are driving. You had a discussion about this last week. Can you give us some more tips about pit stops, what we need to do? Our dog loves driving in the car, so that's a plus. Yeah,
the driving, well, you can go Cork-Roscoff.
Yeah.
Which is an overnight sailing.
It is, yeah.
And you'll arrive in the north of France.
Yeah.
You can go Cork, Cherbourg. Mm-hmm. That's an overnight sailing, and you'll arrive in the north of France there again. You need to book that with the ferry company when you're booking the car. So you're probably in the process of making that booking for the car and yourself and the dog straight away. You can get a kennel. In those longer ferries, you can get a kennel for the dog, for the dog to stay in it. But you'll have to bring your own water, bring your own dog food, bring your own bowls, bring dog beds with you, and so on. And bear in mind, if you're taking the dog with you to France for a week or so, probably a good idea to have enough food with you for the week of whatever the dog is used to.
Right.
The passport, I hope you've already done that for the pet.
Yeah.
I hope you already have the passport.
What's the time scale of the passport?
Time scale of the passport is a month.
Right,
so
okay.
you need to have it about now. The rabies vac needs to be given about now, and then you could leave with the dog in a month.
Okay, right, fair enough. That says a lot. Okay, here's another one for you. We were giving our granny's cat. She's only new. She's only about a year old. We don't know what vaccines, if any, she's ever had. What vaccines would you recommend? Do we need, and when do we get them?
Yeah, cats get one vaccination a year. They get a 3-in-1 against 3 types of cat flu. And they get another one called Leukogen, which is a leukemia vaccine. There's a virus that causes leukemia in cats. FELV, we call it. And there's a vaccination against that. Vaccination against that once a year. Vaccination against 3 types of cat flu once a year.
Okay, right, fair enough. What's the best thing to do? We have 2 dogs, and the old one passed away, and the other dog is so miserable at the moment and not eating anything. Is there anything we should do regarding helping the other dog, or do we get another dog, etc.?
Yeah, you can maybe get another dog when you're ready. Think about it. Don't do it too soon. This poor dog is used to a companion, so you need to give her. You need to do a lot of distraction. Keep her busy. Get out for lots of walks. Give her loads of attention. Get her used to being on her own, being the only one, and being the sole focus of your attention. And then she won't forget about the other dog, but she'll adapt to a new lifestyle. And when you're ready, if it's a thing that this is a younger dog that's still at the active stage of her life, she'd still enjoy and prefer a companion. So when you're ready, get a second dog.
Okay, I got 2 questions on cats. Here's the first one from Madison. She says, can you ask me, Des, why my cat bites me every now and again? Not often. I picked her up yesterday morning and kind of cradled her in my arms just for a few seconds. I was just about to put her food out for her. Was she just saying, I'm unhappy with you, maybe lifting me up? I rescued her when she was a few months old. I've had her 7 years now this August, and sometimes she just bites me when she's unhappy. Is it because she was feral initially when I rescued her? And will she ever grow out of it, I suppose?
Female cats are more self-contained and self-reliant than male cats, and they're more solitary. They want less handling and less attention and less affection than a male cat. Male cats are more social and they're more happy to interact with you and play with you. Female cats, no. They tend to just want to do their own thing. Usually when they bite like that, they're pretty unceremonious and direct, and they're not very polite.
Yeah, I mean, I have my own cat, and sometimes, even though he's in great form, he'll roll over, he wants his belly rubbed, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, his claws come out, right?
Yeah.
But he's in great form.
Yeah.
I have a neighbour's cat who comes in and does exactly the same thing, rolls down, and he's the opposite. He will kind of more cuddle into you.
Yeah.
They're both males. I presume they're both being neutered. What ours has, anyway.
Yeah.
But I was just curious why the dog or the cat shows his claws but doesn't necessarily scratch at you.
No, yeah. Both those cats learned not to go full on in their play with humans. They learned that when they were kittens, which is great. They like the interaction, they like the play, and they've both learned not to really scratch and fight with you.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
My fella
it's
actually
polite.
exposes the nails bit.
Yeah, he's probably just a bit more hardcore. A bit less.
Probably is with me being an owner anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Curious on that one as well. Okay, so a couple of things to wrap up on this. Just to recap, bad habits in animals and dogs. First of all, do they go to vets or would they go to people behavioural issues? Is this a behavioural issue?
Yeah, it's a behavioural issue, but there's an outside chance in these cases that there's something wrong with the dog's gut or teeth. Or they need worming or whatever. So probably do seek veterinary attention first. But most behavioural problems like this boil down to hard work and time and patience on the owner's part, unfortunately. Because these are habits that need to be broken, and dogs are creatures of habit, and it can be really hard to break a formed habit.
Right, okay. One more quick question, and it says, Des, can you tell me what is the best way to introduce a dog to a cat environment? We've only got one cat. The cat is between the ages of 2 and 3. Quite a friendly cat, but we're thinking of getting a small dog at puppy stage. Will they, I suppose?
Yeah.
Will they?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Eventually,
yes, the cat will get used to a puppy.
Right.
No problem. A big older dog arriving in there, no. That wouldn't work. But you can get a puppy, and probably the cat will give the new pup an old scratch on the nose and put him in his place fairly quickly.
Absolutely.
And the pup will learn to leave the cat alone.
Yeah.
And then the cat will learn to tolerate the pupping around.
They'll eventually get on with it.
They will.
They will eventually.
Absolutely.
Okay, good stuff. Hold on. I just see one more coming in. I'll just double check what it is. No, it isn't. He wants to play the mystery sound. £1,000. Yeah, we'll do that for you a little bit later on.
Good one.
Brilliant stuff indeed, Des. That was absolutely terrific as always. This time of the year, as you said, pretty busy. And if you are thinking about organising your holidays, make sure you get all that stuff done. I suppose that's one of the top tips. Get it done now. At this stage, you're leaving a bit late to get that type of stuff done, isn't it?
You're 7 or 8 weeks ahead or whatever else. You want to be planning that, booking the ferries and all that kind of stuff. Because there's only a limited number of dog cabins and all the rest of it.
Yeah, make sure you do.
So, now, shorter ferries, Rosslare to Fishguard. Rosslare to Fishguard, you can leave the dog in the car. Dublin to Holyhead.
Yeah.
You can leave the dog in the car.
Yeah, that worked pretty well
trips.
for you, didn't it?
Yeah, shorter trips like that, a few hours on the boat, no problem. You can leave the dog in the car. Yeah. But if you're going to France, you need to book a cabin.
Yeah. What about people who have 2 and 2 dogs or whatever? Is it just you just bring the boat along and hope for the best?
I would say you'd be inspected at the dock, and generally the vet at the docks would probably insist that they're crated. There's 2 in the car like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So you'd have to have good big dog, but large dog carriers.
Okay, great stuff. Okay, that's it. Done and dusted for this week. We'll podcast it a little bit later on, folks, and we'll get to that. Okay, thanks for Des as always, and we're back again next week, usual time on Tuesday, not on a Wednesday.
It's a pet's life with Gym Dog, Ireland's first pet resort by Des the Vet, managed by vets, loved by pets. Daycare, vet care, premium pet food and grooming. Visit at petslife.ie.